Tomorrow is January 26th, the day we become Republic. We all know the history. We hoist the flag, we sing the anthem, and we feel proud. But do you know the difference between August 15th and January 26th? On August 15th, we kicked out the British. We got freedom from external control. But on January 26th, we did something much more important. We gave ourselves a constitution. We established the rule of the game. We moved from being a colony to being a sovereign republic. Here is the problem with most students and young professionals I meet today. You have freedom. You can do whatever you want. You can travel. You can tweet. You can quit your job. But you don't have a constitution. You don't have a set of rules that define who you are, where you are going, and what you stand for. So, what happens? Because you haven't written your own rules, you end up following someone else's rule. You follow the employee rule book, you follow the society rule book. You're a free country running on an imported software. We raise people trained to follow rules, not design them. Let's look at history to understand your career. Between 1947 and 1950, India was technically free, but we are still a dominion. We still had the British king as a symbolic head. We hadn't fully taken charge of our own laws. It took us 3 years of hard work to write the constitution and say, no, we are the sovereigns now. Most of you are living in that dominion phase. You're physically an adult, you're technically free, but mentally you're a dominion of the corporate system. How do you know if you are a dominion? There are three signs. Number one, your economy is controlled. If your boss stops signing the check, your personal economy collapses instantly. You have no trade routes of your own. Number two, your laws are external. You wait for instructions on what to learn. Should I learn AI? Should I do an MBA? Is data science good? You're constantly asking for permission or validation. A sovereign state decides its own curriculum. And number three, your defense is weak. If the market attacks, if there is a layoff or a recession, you have no defense mechanism. You're just hoping they don't fire you, right? A sovereign republic doesn't work for permission to survive. It has its own economy. It owns laws and it owns defense. The transition from a student to a professional is not about getting a job. No, it's about transition from dominion to republic. So, how do you write this personal constitution? Just like a nation, you need to define again three things. If you don't have this, you don't have a republic. You are just a resource. So, what is Article 1? Your territory, the niche. A republic has borders. It knows what belongs to it. Do you know your territory? Most of you are generalist. You're wandering everywhere. I can do marketing, I can do sales, I can do operations, and I can make coffee, anything, right? It's not a territory. That's a no man's land. You need a stake to claim. I am the architect of youth leadership. That's my territory. Similarly, you can say I'm the expert of fintech UI. That could be your territory. If you don't define your territory, you cannot defend it, and you certainly cannot tax it, right? Article 2 can be your economy, the revenue model. A republic cannot survive on grants, it needs GDP. Your GDP is your gross digital production. What are you producing? Are you producing content, code, systems, solutions? If you're only consuming, like watching Netflix, scrolling reels, buying courses, you're a dependent colony. You need to be a producer state. A producer state exports value and imports wealth. A consumer state exports wealth and imports distraction. Which one are you? And Article 3, your fundamental rights, the non negotiables. The Constitution guarantees rights that no government can take away. What are your non negotiables? I'll not work on weekends. I'll not sell unethical products. I will not trade my health for a salary. If you don't write these down, the market will violate. The market loves people who have no boundaries. The market will eat you alive if you don't have a Bill of Rights. You have freedom, but you don't have sovereignty. There is a massive difference. Freedom is I can go anywhere. Sovereignty is I own the ground I stand on. Most of you are happy with cheap freedom. You want a weekend off. You want a remote job so you can work from Goa. That is a small thinking. That is a short term freedom. Sovereignty means you own the skill, you own the audience, and you own the income source. Sovereignty means you can say no to a bad deal because you don't need their money to survive. Stop celebrating the fact that you are free to apply for jobs. Start celebrating the day you don't need to apply for one. That is your real Republic Day. The Indian preamble starts with three powerful words: we the people. It establishes who is in charge, right? It doesn't say we are the subjects of a king. It says we the people. Your personal preamble should start with I the builder. When you walk into an interview or a client meeting, who are you? Are you a petitioner asking for a seat? Or you are a sovereign state proposing a trade treaty? Think about the energy shift. The employee mindset is please govern me. Please tell me what to do. Please give me money. The sovereign mindset is I have these skills. You have this capital. Let's make a treaty. Let's build things together. The moment you shift this, the desperation in your eyes disappears. You stop looking like a victim. You start looking like a partner. And strangely, when you stop needing them, they start wanting you. That is the paradox of power. This is for the parents watching. We teach our children to obey the rules. We forget to teach them how to write the rules. On Republic Day, we celebrate the men and women who wrote the Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar, the drafting committee, they were the architects, they were the designers. But in our homes, we raise workers. Do what the teachers say, do what the boss says. Don't ask questions. We raise excellent followers of rules, but rarely designer of rules. If you want your child to be safe in 2026, don't teach them to follow instructions. AI can follow instructions. Teach them constitution. Teach them to define their own values, their own worth, and their own path. Because if they don't have a plan for themselves, they will inevitably become part of someone else's plan. And that plan will not be kind to them. This is not just philosophy. I want you to do this tomorrow. Take a blank sheet of paper. Right at the top, the constitution of your name. I want you to write down three lines, just three. Number one, my territory. What problem do I own? What I'm the best in the world at? Number two, my economy. How do I generate value without a boss? If I lose my job tomorrow, what should I sell? And number three, my rights. What I will never compromise on, no matter how much they pay me. Sign it, date it, January 26, 2026. That piece of paper is more valuable than your degree because your degree was given to you by an institution. It can be revoked, it can become obsolete, lose value. Your constitution is given to you by you. It is the only thing that is truly yours. A republic is not built in a day, it is built every day. You don't become sovereign by posting a status on LinkedIn. You become sovereign by building leverage, code, media, capital, reputation. These are the four pillars of your nation. You don't need all four immediately. You need to start building at least one today. If you're building one of these every day, you're eroding your borders. If you aren't posting content, you're invisible. If you aren't building code or product, you are defenseless. Don't just be a resident of the economy, be a ruler of your niche. The gatekeepers are dead. The market is waiting. Take it. So, tomorrow, when the anthem plays, stand up. Respect the nation that gave you the soil to stand on. But then, respect yourself enough to build a structure worthy of that soil. Be sovereign. Be republic. Jai Hind.